Okay, guys. So for this first section, I'm going to be discussing some pretty basic stuff. This entire video is going to be going over the first area, which is the forest, and just my overall opinion on the game. So first, I'm going to start with just some of the enemies you'll find, how the enemies are grouped, and the first quest. So there's this guy named the Sheriff, and the Sheriff is going to give you your first quest, which is defeating bandits. Now there is a farmer, which also has a quest for you, which is killing bunnies, but the bunnies aren't as useful, and you should be able to kill the bandits quite easily. You just have to make sure you dodge their attacks. So the Sheriff is the best way to get the highest levels at the start of the game, in my opinion. And then there's also goblins, but I don't think the goblins have a quest yet. They might have a quest in the future. So you can kill goblins, but it might just be best to kill the bandits. And then I will say that typically bandits are grouped around a campfire, and after you kill all of them, you get a chest, and the chest will contain a variety of different loot. And typically this will just range from logs, silk, mushrooms, or that's really it, or iron ingots if you're really lucky. And at the campfire, you can actually cook food. So you can heal and you can cook food. Now, at the start of the game, I'm pretty sure the only thing you can cook is simply mushroom soup, but it gives you a healing effect or some sort of effect that lasts for about 8 minutes or so. If you really want to get more information about how the cooking system works and such, then it might be a really good idea to check out the wiki of the game. And additionally, this game has a dodge block and like a dodge block, and that's really it. Now, there's ways that you can fast travel. There's mounts and such. There's a slime mount. That's the only mount that I really know of, but I'm still in the early game. And of course, in RPG games, you would expect it to have dodging, and you can crouch. So if you played Deep Broken before, there's a way that you can move where you kind of slide, then you jump and you dodge, which makes you go faster. You can sort of do that in this game, but you kind of just throw yourself towards the direction you're trying to go. And the forest is a pretty bland area. Now, in the town, there is a variety of things that you're going to do. The forest is just, you kill stuff. The town has a lot more activities. So first, there's a bunch of people that you can talk to. The only main quests that you should focus on are just the sheriff or the farmer. Now, the sheriff is only going to give you so many quests, and after a bit, you actually have to go talk to another guy, and he'll give you more quests talking about goblins or orgs or something, just, continuing on the previous ideas. So, and there's also these basic NPCs that kind of just stand around. They're not really quests that you need to do, but I guess if you're kind of bored or you just want to do something slightly different, then they're pretty good to talk to. One guy needs a flower, another person just wants you to do training. And with the training idea, there's three different weapons that you can utilize in this game. They're quite different and they're pretty basic. So it usually consists of a wand, so a staff, a sword, and some sort of ranged weapon. The ranged weapons that I know are just guns and bows. And additionally, each one of these weapons will have an accessory that increases the damage output, the damage output, the attack speed, and such and such. It really depends on which weapon. So, in that context, with these different weapons, you might want a different weapon, but you're like trying to grind. You can't just so you want to grind for a new weapon, right? But let's say you don't feel like grinding, and let's say you have a collection of a variety of weapons. So you can actually fuse these weapons together and get an even better weapon. And they don't have to be the exact same. They can be completely different weapons, and you can fuse them. Now, in my opinion, I had a goo lance originally, and I had fused it together with something else, and I got a really bad item, and things just did not go well. In my personal opinion, I would not use guns, only because they take up your stamina, and stamina is really useful because enemies in this game move really quick, and they're kind of hard to dodge and really hard to avoid. And that's basically it. There's not really an excessive amount of things in the game that I know of. It follows this pretty basic concept, but some enemies have some special moves as an example, you'll encounter these slimes, and the slimes actually each have the ability, except the mage ones, they each have the ability to become these blobs, and they go quicker, and they can attack you and deal just damage without actually utilizing their weapon. And what I've noticed is every enemy in the game uses a weapon. So even the slimes, they have these daggers. No enemy just doesn't have a weapon. So, in that idea, I'm pretty sure every enemy would give you a drop, but you'll have to check the wiki for that. Typically with most games, you're going to want to check the wiki if you want more information. I haven't checked it yet because I just started playing, and the game just came out, so I thought, hey, I should probably talk about this game because it's also really, really fun. Okay, so after you finish the main quest at the forest area, you go over to a desert. Now the desert is pretty basic. It's just you get harder enemies and they show more skills and such. Now I have ended off in the desert, and from what I've seen and what I've done, the desert is not that crazy. Of course you get better loot, but there's nothing really different. You just have different quests, but they all follow a similar system. Now I'm pretty sure there's bosses in the game, like there's a slime king. I haven't fought the slime king yet because it's a really hard boss to fight. But that's basically the entire game. The game's kind of bland, but for some odd reason, it feels kind of nice to play. So I've played games that I believed were really, really, like, the games I played were really, really good. But this game just came out, and for some reason, it's just entertaining. I think it's just the style of the game, because the idea itself isn't really anything crazy. It's pretty basic, and it's what you would expect an RPG to be like. But for some reason, it's just more engaging. And I know that has to be the style of the game, because the gameplay itself is also fairly decent. It's just, the game isn't really anything too creative. Like, everybody, if you played RPG games before, it's just a regular RPG game. There's nothing special about it. But yeah, guys, that's the game. That's Shadovia, or Shadovia. I'm pretty sure it's, well, if you played Shadowvis, I think it follows a similar concept. I'm not really into those kind of games because they seem pretty bland and basic. I kind of like to play a game that's more unique. This is sort of unique just because of its style. And I'm not going to say, in a sense, it feels really unique, almost as if it was Voxel Blade. So Voxel Blade follows a similar format. You talk to NPCs, they give you a quest, and you kill enemies, or it's a fetch quest. This game does it really similar too, and it has a unique style just like Voxel Blade. So if you liked Voxel Blade, then you'll like this game. I don't think this game's as, well, no, it is pretty silly, but Voxel Blade was really, really silly. Like, there's an NPC in the bog area that has the longest name ever. But anyways, guys, you should go ahead and play this game right now before it dies off. I've already seen at least 10 or 12 videos on this game, and it just released about 3 or so days ago. It was in beta, but now it finally released, and I guess a lot of people like the game. So if you guys want me to make some sort of guide, like a beginner's guide on how to play the game a bit, I'll do it. But by the time this video comes out, I'm pretty sure everyone will already get the hang of it. And there's already beginner guides out there, so I don't know if I'll make one. I'm trying a new style of my videos. So instead of just giving you gameplay, I'm trying this where I put gameplay in the background and I put up images and such. So I hope you guys enjoy that idea. And I know I usually don't get comments, but if someone does feel like commenting, it would be nice so I got a response if you like this new style. And thank you guys for watching this video, and have a great day.